Hello again, YouTube. This is the Truth Man giving you the truth. We're gonna do. I'm gonna try to knock a lot of this out, like maybe 5 minutes a piece. I want to talk about a couple things that kind of go in line with what we've been talking about already. I talked about what I call a moon pie. No, I didn't get this from anybody. A moon pie is very similar to an Oreo cookie, but kind of different in taste. Oreo cookies are a little more sweet. So we talked about that. We talked about elitism, how people who consider themselves the talented 10th or consider themselves elite or are secretly joined with the earthly elite. Listen, you elite from an earthly standpoint, you do you. I'm going to expose you. I'm going to say things about you. Hey, it's your life, man. I don't hate anyone. Like, I don't even hate these people who work together to undermine society as a whole. I don't hate even them. You know, they just misled. They just deceived. They just on the wrong team. But I talked about how when you can't expect those to be leaders. And if you try to make those leaders, here's what's going to happen. You're going to give and they're going to take, but you're not going to receive much of anything or see any progress. You understand that? So think about that when you start deciding who you're going to follow over this and over that. Just think about that for a second. Especially with these, whether it be YouTubers, whether it be your mainstream preachers or whoever it is. Think about that. But on this one, we're talking about the slave mindset. We connecting the dots. Like I said, we talked about moon pie ninjas. We talked about elitism and how Deion Sanders, we shouldn't have expected him to do anything less or anything more. Like, we stop listening to these people. You know, you got to get leaders from among the common. Because in a lot of people, we're going to talk about the versus mindset. We're going to talk about it. How some people hate Trump, the opposite end, because they're on the opposite end of the versus mindset. Some people don't like rich people at all. Me, I think rich people are more laid back and your belongings are safer in a neighborhood full of rich people. That's just me. We're going to get into that, though. We're going to get into, oh my goodness, 10 strong characteristics of a slave mindset. Now, it's more than 10, but it's 10, and we're going to try to ramble these off. We're going to try to knock this video out in like another 3 minutes. So number 1 of the 10 strong characteristics of somebody with a slave mindset is everything white and the preferences of other races is right. In other words, that there are people that if the person is not black and in some cases not dark skinned, they'll listen to everything they say. Everything. That's a slave mindset. That's a slave mindset. Number 2, they always follow the masses. The masses say do this, we do that. Masses say do this, they do that. You notice how the word masses sounds like master? Like when they were saying massa. It's very similar in sound. Think about that. Think about it. Number 3, they quick to listen to those whose physical appearance is similar to a slave master. That goes back to what I said about number 1 and number 2. We know who the majority is. I agree with some things with white people. I agree with some white people. I'm not racist, but me agreeing with them is not because they're white. I agree with them if it's something I researched and they're right. or based on my research, they appear to be right. Number 4, they never take charge. They always waiting for the master to give them the green light. If the master say, go to college, boy, you'll get a good job. They say, yes, sir. Yes, sir, boss. If master say, oh, man, don't do none of that business stuff. 50% of businesses fail. You right, master. I'm going to stay on my job for the rest of my life and get my 401k. Number 5, they cannot recognize who the true leaders are because, a slave, all he or she thinks is the ones that appear to be successful. Everything about them must be right. That's the slave mindset. And that's how a lot of people get fooled. And a lot of people done lost their souls already thinking like this. Now, number 6, they do things that will keep you in some kind of bondage. The slave mindset, they do things that will keep them in some kind of bondage. Or sometimes crime, drugs, abusive relationships, working for others, so on and so forth. That's number 6. Number 7, some of them is working with them earthly powers on the low. You matrix. If you with them peoples, you matrix. You not red pill. You not free of the matrix. And you saying you are, but yet if you working with them peoples, you a liar. You a liar. Number 8. They think too much freedom is bad. Now, there are some things that too much freedom is bad. That's why you got to have standards that are based on the scripture, the books tied to the scripture, because if you can't tell me that the scripture is completely fake and prove it, then you need to go by it. Because it's about the person whose breath you're breathing. So they think too much freedom is bad, like freedom, right to bear arms. They think that kind of stuff is bad because they got a slave mindset. Now remember, I'm not vouching for Republicans 100% either. But we know that originally the Democrats tried to keep slavery. So, and look, lo and behold, look at number 8. Think too much freedom is bad. You want a digital currency where they can say you can't buy this even though you worked. All this old weird, goofy stuff. Number 9, you vote against freedom and for those who are more likely to take your freedoms away. Unwarranted. That's the slave mindset. The slave mindset is you believe massa is in favor of you just because he gave you a piece of cornbread. You like massa from that point of him giving you that cornbread, not knowing that he's keeping you from being completely free. And number 10, you have an inner pettiness against other blacks. Now, you know whether or not you got it. This ain't talking about you go to the movies far out because you don't want to be around people that's impulsive and thugs and this, that. We're not talking about, that's not slave mindset. That's a smart mindset. You shouldn't want to be around them. You shouldn't have your kids around that. We're not talking about that. We're talking about that inner pettiness where you, instead of individually judging people, you lump everybody in there. I don't trust no ninja. I ain't saying I don't trust no ninja. Because there possibly come ninjas who really ain't ninjas. They blacks. Like they'll come along that I can trust. So those are 10 strong components of the slave mindset. Go over the list. Hit the like button. Share it. Share it with somebody. Does this describe you? If it does, you need a wake-up call. You need to wake up and get out of your matrix mindset. Because there are people, listen, man, listen. We look too much like the originally chosen people. His hair like wool? Look at my beard. I could grow my beard all the way. See? Think about it. Think about what I said on this video. Go back and watch it again. Look at these things. If it's you, you need to wake up. If it's somebody else, you need to help them wake up. But thanks for watching. We got too much to talk about to just stay on these videos for long periods of time. So I want to go on to the next one. Be looking for it and be on my channel all day, because we're going to connect the dots with some of this stuff. You can't expect people and think people are leaders just because they have similar skin tones to you and they're rich. Go back to my Sunday sermon as well. I've been connecting the dots since Sunday. But thanks for watching. Keep tuning in.